Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Light the Torch podcast. I'm your host, D. Jones, and I got my boys with me. Bottom right, we got Gunner Atterbury. You can check him out at Views from the Stands on Spotify. To the left, we have Tyler Sarver. Tyler, what's up, man?
What's up, D. Jones?
You can find him at captain at Bleacher Report Community. And we have Trojan famous Blackie Chan. Blackie Chan Gaming, if I'm here on Twitch, man, make sure you give him a follow on Twitch, man, for you gamers out there. Yeah, don't say yeah, you know you're Trojan famous, man.
Just one picture.
Man, we are going to be previewing our game against U of A, man. We finally come home after a 2-game road trip. Not the prettiest of road trips, but we're going to put that behind us. This will not be like last episode. We'll actually get through our quarters. Actually, have a little fun tonight, man. So, other than that, let's get into it, man. What you guys got, man? How you feeling today?
Feeling good. I'm excited for Saturday.
Yes, sir, man.
Feeling a lot better.
Yeah, a lot better. Tyler and I got to vent a little bit. So, we got that off our chest, man. I think we're ready to rock, man. We're back on board, man. But things are getting a little scary, man. It's getting a little scary for us, man. So, but from what I'm hearing, things are getting corrected. That's all I'll say about that. So there's a lot to look forward to. We expect the defense to get it right, man. So we'll get into our defensive expectations a little later here in the show. But as for now, man, let's get this thing going, man. Let's kick off this first quarter. All right, man. Let's get it, fellas. What we got? First quarter. What are your expectations? I'm sorry. We're gonna get into some big news. The Big has released our big schedule moving forward to that conference, man. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit, man. Just give us what you got on that, guys.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that kind of caught me off was that we don't play at Ohio State until 2026. Believe the previous was 2025. So it looks like we're pushing it back more to a year. Overall, just from the 2024 standpoint, I like it. Our furthest road game is the Rutgers game,
Maryland.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Maryland. Thank you, Maryland. Sorry, I was looking at it. Yep, Maryland. Sorry, I was looking at the colors wrong on my thing. So I mean, that kind of always been my concern with this transition is those games in the towards the east time zone. I know we've kind of mentioned this previously, but the 2026 schedule looks pretty crazy, just based on those teams. But yeah, I mean, mainly I'm just kind of focused obviously just on 2024, and I'm content and happy with those results.
So, Tyler, you got anything?
Yeah, the 26 schedule is the first thing that caught my eye. That's a hell of a schedule at home. You got Washington, Oregon, and Ohio State at home. Juju Lewis is going to get thrown right into the fire, assuming that he's going to get those freshman reps, or if he reclassifies. But yeah, it's a hell of a schedule right there. That was the first thing that stuck out. I just think it's cool that we get to start seeing some of these new rivalries start to get built. We get to go to Michigan next year, play the Big House. It's gonna be fun. We get Michigan at home after that. So we're gonna have to start beating up on little brother Oregon. Get those guys to shut their mouths over the next few years, because that rivalry, unfortunately, is not going anywhere. So it is what it is. But we do what we got to do, and I got to take care of it on the field.
That's right, Blackie Chan.
Oh, I'm excited for it. Since we're going to be in Minnesota, where I'm at, so I'm excited for that. I'll try to get more USC famous in Minnesota. And Michigan? I was kind of hoping we'd still have Penn State on away for the whiteout game. That would have been great, but I guess going to Michigan will be fine too. I'm definitely already trying to plan out 2024 with these games. So, but other than that, like it's a pretty good mix of like good or horrible teams coming to USC and then going to some bad teams like Maryland because Tua's little brother is going to be gone by then. Nebraska, who knows what the hell is going on with them, and Rutgers at home. I don't know. It's good, but that 2026 game or season that's gonna be fun. So that's all I can say about that 2026 season. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, so,
the roster better be loaded up by then. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the heavy one right there. But before we start, give a quick shout out to Frankie Rodriguez. Frankie, if you guys don't know, he runs Fight On Football Talk.
Oh,
okay.
On Instagram. Yeah, Frankie's been in our chat, man. He's been holding us down over here for a little bit, man. Just want to give a shout out, Frankie. And
appreciate the support, man.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
I'll have to give you a follow here.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, it's a lot to look forward to, man. These upcoming schedules. I was hoping to see that Penn State game. I was hoping it was kind of a way I want to experience that whiteout over there. But
he
definitely
corrected you there.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, Anthony James. Oh.
I'm sorry. Shoot, got wrong. My bad.
It's like, nah, yeah.
Shout out to you.
Hey, shout out, Anthony.
Shout out to you too, Frankie. But
right.
My bad, man. I'm getting guys mixed up, man. My bad. But yeah, man. That whiteout game, I was kind of hoping that we'd get that one a little earlier, but it happened eventually, so we get to go and experience that one. But that game at the Big House, that's the one I want to go experience for sure. I'm planning on making a trip to Michigan, man. Maybe we can all get together and head over there, man. But so, yeah, man. Here's what?
Flattered, but confused.
Yeah, flattered.
That's funny.
Yeah, my bad, Anthony. That's on me. Well, yeah, man. Let's get into our expectations, man. Let's kick this thing off. I'm ready for this game, man. I expect to see a lot better outcome this game. I think Lincoln heard us out. I think he heard us out this week, man. Us on top of everyone else in the Trojan community. I'm talking about from national media to guys like us to everyone who has a YouTube page, any kind of social media account. Yeah, I'm sure Lincoln has heard it, man. He couldn't escape it. It was the talk of the city all just over the weekend. Trust me, I couldn't go anywhere without hearing about how bad the Trojan defense is. So he heard it, man. Hopefully some adjustments were made. Well, I know some adjustments were made. So hopefully, they fare better. Have a better showing. Once again, we have an opportunity on the national stage. The game is going to be on ESPN to make those corrections and shut everybody up. Because I'm tired of talking about our defense, and I'm sure you guys are tired of talking about our defense. I'm sure you guys are tired of everyone else talking about how bad our defense is, and they're trying to come up with a defense for it. But now, man, the stage is set for them to prove. Once again, another week where the stage is set. So we'll see what happens. But let's get into these expectations, man. Guys, what you got?
Yeah, so for offense, I expect to be efficient. I think it's going to help. I think Arizona's game plan. I think they're kind of use a similar game plan to what they did to Washington's offense and defense. I do want to see our second running back kind of be more established. Seems like Austin Jones isn't really getting as many carries, and it seems like we're just kind of feeding. Maybe I'm not saying Marshawn too much because he's not getting like 20 carries or anything like that, but just in terms of the second half, I still want to keep those legs fresh and whatnot. So trying to establish that second running back to kind of still get those carries and good yardage. I expect B Rice to do his thing. I'm not sure if you guys follow One Sports, but they just continue disrespecting this man. They shown like a top 25, who are the best wide receivers. I mean, this man's got a touchdown every game, 2 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns the last 2 games, right? So yeah, I mean, I just expect him to continue to do his thing, as well as the other wide receivers. And then lastly, just want to see kind of going back to the run game on the O-line. Want to see kind of more consistent play on the run game, because it seems like that's kind of our issue in terms of the O-line. Seems like the pass block protection's great for the most part, but it seems like the run game is a little off. So yeah, that's what I expect for offense.
All right. Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, for me, I mean, there's 2 things that I want to see to kind of add to what Gunnar was talking about. First thing is what type of play calls Riley's going to have on first down. I was reading a stat a week ago that it was something like 75% of first downs, it's a throw, it's a pass. And defensive coordinators are going to start to be able to pick up on those types of things, and they're going to start to be able to telegraph, those things and be able to defend against it. And I'd like to see a little bit more balance there. And then when I was listening to Joel Klatt, they were talking about they hiked the ball in the second half with a running clock with 20 seconds or more. Like, I think it was 7 times or 8 times or something like that, when the clock is your biggest ally at that point. You still want to create momentum. Like, don't get up to the, line and don't let the crowd get into it. Just sit there in a huddle and then bust out of the huddle real quick, get ready and go, just like you're doing a modified hurry up. So if we're going to get ahead, slowly just bludgeon the defense to death, because we have enough weapons to be able to handle that. And ultimately, like, just the balance would be great. And that ultimately is getting Austin Jones in there and letting him get some reps too. And, having guys like Darwin Barlow get a couple fun plays in there for Zachariah Branch if he's going to be back, and start to get a little bit more balance.
Absolutely. Lucky Chan?
Well, you definitely said a lot, Tyler, for me. I definitely want to see more first down runs. A lot of the time when I was at the Colorado game, I was just dumbfounded how we were doing 3 straight passes. It's just like what people say, you have to set up the pass with the run, or you can set up the pass with the run, set up the run with the pass as well. But it just doesn't feel like Lincoln Riley knows how to consistently do that all the time. I know we have the all-world quarterback, but we do have also an all-world running back with what is it called, Marshawn Lloyd. So we've seen it, like at the Stanford game. He was just abusing a lot of the defensive line and the linebackers. It's just, we need to be able to control the clock a little bit more than what we've done before. Like, I know we like big plays, but sometimes it's just nice to just drive down the field and manhandle the defense, make them tired, make them want to give up. So we just need to be able to impose our will on the ground. So, which once we do that, Caleb will be able to eat through the air. Like, I don't see how we can do that rather than just force the passing.
Yep. Pick up right where you guys left off, man. We have to establish our run game. And at this point in the season, teams should be like, wow. Not even teams, just everyone, national media included. Everyone should be like, wow, these guys can run the ball, and they have Caleb Williams at quarterback, and they have elite wide receivers. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure the game plan is like Gunn said, the game plans for UA will be to drop 7, drop 8, and make us run the ball, because we haven't shown that we can do that very much, or not enough. We haven't shown enough of that, so they probably don't think much of our run game. But so this game, I expect them to be dominant in the run game. At least that should be the mindset, to establish the run game, because they're definitely gonna, they fear our pass. That's what we're known for at this point. And that's what we've shown on film. That we're a pass heavy team. Yeah. So I expect them to drop 7, 8 guys in coverage. So we need to go ahead and play a little bit of bully ball this game, man. That's what I would like to see at least.
Yeah. Whenever you see other coaches' press conferences about USC, all they talk about is Caleb Williams. Granted, they should be, but they're not talking about Marshawn Lloyd, and we need to make sure that they talk about him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And it should be Marshawn Lloyd and
yeah.
Marshawn Lloyd and
Caleb Williams and Marshawn Lloyd.
Yeah, and Darwin Barlow. And we have a stable of backs, man. I don't know if there's a more talented running back room in the conference as a whole, from top to bottom.
Yep, no doubt.
No one else knows that but us because we follow the team so closely.
Oregon State's running backs are pretty good.
But top to bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, of course, the same could be said for a receiver room, but everyone knows that already, So I would like to see us, establish that, man.
We haven't really done too many screens, have we?
We run the bubble.
The bubble
screen a decent amount, but not like any true screens.
Honestly, if Marshawn Lloyd or Austin Jones had a convoy of our linemen with a nice easy screen, because that would be insane.
Yep. And that's another thing too, man. I want to see the O-line didn't have the best run blocking game last week, so I expect them to bounce back this week.
Yeah, and especially against CU, who's known for horrible rush defense.
Exactly. So I'm sure they're looking to prove themselves all over again on national TV this week too. And I know Dietrich wasn't feeling the best, man, and I'm hoping that he's 100% this game. And I know that makes all the world of difference, man. If your center's gone, it's like that makes a world of difference. But so man, I expect to see. And I'm hoping that Lincoln has really got everyone's message, and he's going to be running the ball a little more. Right? Anybody got anything else to add on that? On offensive reactions? I mean, expectations?
No, just kind of piggyback on what you guys were talking about, like running the ball and chewing up the clock. I saw some stat like we were like 116th in like possession or something like that. It just kind of shows to what we've been seeing, right? Even though we don't have a trained eye, that we need to improve that. So it's the only thing I'll add last.
Yep, absolutely.
Gunner calling out Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley, respond to us in the chat, man. Let us know what you think.
Right.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people talk about online that our offense needs to help our defense, which our offense, it helps our defense by getting up a lot, but then it also hurts the defense by having 3 and outs when you throw the ball 3 straight times in a row. And that's all the defense is prepping for is our passing game. So they're going to drop people to prevent us from passing on first down, on second down, and on third down.
Yep. You see now, you hear Joe Klatt, who actually said that too now.
Did he really? I didn't hear
he mentioned that after a good friend of ours had mentioned it. I don't know if he got it from him or not, but it's pretty interesting that all of a sudden that Joe Klatt's saying that. But even though USCJ was the first to say that, but but yeah, man, that's definitely something to note, man. He definitely I think I'm pretty sure he's getting the message now. Like his game management skills were being questioned at this point. And that's a tool you got to have, man. Being a skill you got to have being a head coach. Game management is your job. You know what I mean? You don't even have to.
When we go to the Big Ten, go to the Big Ten and we're playing tight games against Penn State in a whiteout game, you got to be able to get the crowd out of it. And anytime you get an incomplete pass, the people are going to go nuts. But if you can, get 4 yards of carry 5 times in a row, crowd's out of it. You get 2 first downs. That's how you win games like that in a crazy environment. Yeah. You can't let them get back in with a couple of incomplete passes. So he's gonna have to make some changes here soon.
Exactly. He's definitely got to be a better game manager because they're gonna try to take the wind out of our sails, man. Because we have a very high power offense, and all they can try to do to contain us is control the clock.
The fact that CU had more first downs than we did should not be a thing.
Yeah, listen, I hate that reading talking about that game again, but but no, I get it. I mean, I get it, man.
Careful, you're gonna get me and B Jones started. We're gonna bump rush another one.
Look, as of Tuesday, maybe I'll say we finally got over it, man. So,
okay, we can move on now.
But yeah,
actually, we're going to be moving on to something that's a little touchy subject right now, but
it's into the defense now.
But it needs to be talked about. So.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, everybody, Trojan family, deep breath all together now.
Wait, that's the Cowboys. Goose Brava.
Now let's move into our defensive expectations. See how you said that nice and calm.
You got some background noise going on right now.
Right.
Yeah, Gunner, you got the humming again, man.
Oh really? Dang.
You got a Roomba over there, man? You got a vacuum?
No, I don't know what it is. You have to figure it out after this.
Vibrator in the desk or something?
Yeah, something.
All right, man, let's move on to defense expectations.
So yeah, I mean, I expect just to be fully focused into the game plan. I mean, kind of what I think is Arizona's game plan is to kind of chew the clock. So with that, you know, they're probably going to be on the field probably a good amount of time. So just you know, being focused, especially when you're, you know, exhausted or tired potentially, right? Want to see just the continued rotation on the D line. I really think we have a great top four of the inside D linemen. It'd be Benton, Sullivan, Bars, and Bears. Obviously, that's not really in terms of snaps we've been seeing, but hopefully that, you know, especially in the second half, we start seeing that more of those four. Edge rushers are doing their thing. They're starting to get recognized. Something I mentioned with the wide receiver, Brendan Rice on the top 25. They did an edge rusher as well for the One Sports, and they put both of our guys in there. So that was cool to see. I wouldn't say hopefully, but yeah, expecting more consistency on the DBs. Excuse me. Seems like CRW is doing his thing, but just that second one, it seems like we're always kind of last couple of years, right? We've always just haven't had that consistent play with that second guy. So hopefully we can start seeing that more throughout this game.
Okay. Todd?
Yeah. The more that I've looked at the way that they run their offense, the more it looks kind of like an Oregon light to me. The balance that they have, the playmakers that they have. I think that this is kind of the closest tape we're going to have to what Oregon's going to do when we play them in like a month or so. They've got great playmakers and Jacob Cowing and T-Mac out on the edges, and keeping those guys in front is going to be harder than it was to keep Xavier Weaver and whatever freshman phenom that we don't want to talk about from last week. Yeah, I mean, keeping those guys in front, making sure that they earn, you know, each one of those first downs. Like, you're gonna have to like develop deep drives to be able to beat us. Hopefully in this game, that would be my ideal goal. I don't, you know, if we get a couple 12 to 14 play drives, that's fine. If they score, they earned it. But, you know, if we can get to a point where, you know, we're eliminating that big play, then that would be a win. I'd like to see the D line start to, you know, create some more pressure. They did a little bit towards the end of the game, but they kind of fell asleep in the third quarter last week. And I'd like to see those guys get back and start creating some real havoc, and, you know, keeping somebody, whether it's Jaden Delora or Noah Fafita, like keeping them in the pocket, making sure that they've got to make a play instead of letting him, you know, start to run. That'd be kind of scary if he can get out of the pocket.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what they seem to be best, man, when they can make moves outside the pocket. So contain is a must. Go ahead, Blackie Chan.
Yeah, definitely wanting to contain the QB The more that we keep them in the pocket, the more mistakes that they make, the more opportunities we have with Solomon Bird coming around the corner, Keon Bars coming around the corner, and getting a strip sack. The more often that we let quarterbacks get out of the pocket, the more times we get burned, because that's when coverage breaks down. I feel like the more we keep them in, if we keep them in the pocket, they won't have any time to throw, because eventually Bear's going to come out on top over his assignment. So that's a little creepy there.
That's big.
But Arizona's a top 50 offense, so I expect our corners to really play with a chip on their shoulder after they've probably seen it. I know they say they don't listen to it, but they've seen all the noise that everyone's been saying about them. So I expect Christian Rowan Wallace to have a great game against. I'm assuming he's going to be all over T-Mac. Whoever, if Damani's playing or who can't remember, either Sayers, either
Jacoby.
Jacoby Covington. There you go. Yeah, I hope that whoever's on the opposite side of CRW can hold it down as well, because they're going to rely a lot on them, because I don't think their running game is too prevalent in their offense, but we'll see.
Right, man. Listen, something we didn't mention, man. We have some former Wildcats that are now on our roster.
That is true.
Yeah, Dorian Singer, Keon Bars, and Christian Rolla Wallace. Yes, sir. Those two on the defense side of the ball, Christian Rolla Wallace and Keon Bars. I'm sure they're going to be eager to get after their former teammates, but none more so than Dorian Singer. He didn't have. He has a lot to prove, I guess, to say, against his former team over there. So that should be interesting to watch. See which one of those three is going to have the best game against their former team. But yeah, man, like you guys said, we gotta keep contained. Whether it's Noah Fafita or Jaden Delora, they both have similar styles in play. I think Fafita probably takes care of the ball a little more than a little better than Delora does.
Oh yeah,
I think he gives them the better chance to win, honestly. As you know, I know Blackie Chan had Jaden Delora as his Heisman pick, but I decommitted from that a couple weeks ago. I don't know about this guy, but not kidding. But no,
some Kawhi.
I am Trojan famous here. How dare you talk to me like that?
No, but yeah, Jaden Delora has not been the best this year, man. He's, we've had egg on our faces, Blackie Chan and I, because we picked him just about every week to show the world what he can do. But he's failed us constantly, man. So I think, even though that we're hearing that it's a possibility that he may be back, I don't know if they throw him in there right away, man. I think they're gonna rock with Noah Fafita this game. That's just what I feel. I don't have any sources. I think they're playing that one close to the lip as well, just like Lincoln Riley does. But we'll see what happens. But either way, they have singular styles of play, and we need to keep contained on that. That's the key. Keep it contained, man. Let Bear get after him up the middle, and DBs, man. DBs got to show what they can do, man. They've heard all the talk. They can't escape it. Just like Riley's heard all the talk. They've heard all the talk too, man. Right now that they're looking like the weak link. So
early B Jones freeze.
Yeah,
30 minutes in this time, man.
Oregon. What the heck is going on right now? Man?
It's always in the third and fourth quarter too.
Oh, man, StreamYard, we need to have a talk, man.
Also, isn't the quarterback? Isn't he from Servite? Didn't he play at Servite? Yeah, so he's gonna want some kind of revenge on us for not recruiting him, probably.
Yeah, on top of him and T-Mac having already having that connection, them playing together in high school. So you see, whoever is going to be guarding T-Mac is going to be lined up with T-Mac is going to be getting a lot of balls their way, man, and a lot of opportunities for.
Is Hunter Echols still there?
Oh no,
he's not. Okay.
Yeah, that guy.
And isn't Max Williams' brother at ASU or Arizona?
ASU. He's at ASU.
Oh yeah, ASU. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But,
I thought he had a good game against us.
I'm sure some of these guys are definitely going to want. This is probably a homecoming game for a lot of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, being at our house, but yeah, considering the opponent, man, I believe those guys have a lot to prove, man. They're gonna.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and their head coach says it's personal now.
Yeah, very original by him, but
yeah.
I don't know why it's personal.
Yeah.
Well, I understand why it's personal to him because some of the players decide to transfer, but
absolutely. Absolutely, bro. I love it, man. Give us a little more motivation. That's what we need, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Max Williams, though, I'd like to see more Max Williams, and I'd like to see a lot less two left feet Bryson Shaw out there. That dude was getting exposed all week last week. Might as well just put a traffic cone out there playing safety because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. So, I mean, Max is not the biggest dude, but he doesn't find himself out of position a whole lot. He's pretty sure-handed when he makes tackles. And that's really what we need. Like Anthony said, Bryson is fine in the box, but not in coverage. And, we're going to need some extra help coverage-wise with the weapons they have on the outside, especially some of the teams that we're going to start seeing soon. So I'd like to see some more synchronicity between Max Williams and Kalen Bullock back there.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we know, Max is coming back slowly. Yeah. I say, we haven't got an official report, but it sounds like they were doing a little bit more than they were last week, is what was said.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, take that for this first. I don't know if this is going to be. I sure hope so. But you wrestling the bear in there? What's going on?
It would be interesting if they would. Maybe even this would be the game to try even like Fagans. Let's say the last name. I mean, maybe obviously Zion, right? We've been calling his name for a while after what we heard from fall camp. But if Max is out, I would like to see at least a rotation.
Yeah,
give us a rotation. If you're going to give us Bryson, that works.
I honestly would like to see Christian Pierce get his feet wet, man. I don't, from what has been said, and I have to agree with this one. I don't know if Zion is quite ready yet. It's really his freshman year. He's a true freshman, just like every other true freshman. He's a redshirt freshman, but it's really his freshman year, nonetheless. And he's coming off an injury. He's shown some potential, but I don't know if he's quite there yet as far as his discipline yet, based on what I've seen.
Yeah, he's just going to need a little bit more time to adjust.
That's all. He'll get there. I believe that he's going to be great for us. Him and Christian Pierce are going to be extremely, they're going to be guys eventually. That whole freshman class, man, they're going to be dudes, man. But right now, they're going through their freshman woes.
Yeah, even who's that defensive tackle? Braylon Shelby has been. He got some good playing time in that CU game. So
he did. Yeah, man. So I expect to see some balling, man. I know that we're gonna come out and be eager to prove to the world, man, and try to shed that reputation that we built of being
especially right before the Notre Dame game.
Exactly. It's at home at ESPN late night game. All eyes will be on us. So
why such a late game? Yeah. It's 9:30 when it starts for me, or basically 10 o'clock when it starts for me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
And I'm watching my nieces over the weekend, so that should be fun.
Lee Jones, you're live, man. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back, man. I guess StreamYard realized they were not actually talking about the Ducks. So that's what it is. I think Oregon has like a deal with StreamYard. Is that why they have that logo?
Probably.
Yeah.
They're probably Duck fans.
But yeah, man, let's move to our fourth quarter, which is, man, we got prediction time, man, the fun part. So we're gonna go through these games, and you guys are gonna tell us who you got. Give us your point spread, your points prediction as well. I'm sorry, not point spread. So it should be fun. Hold on, let me get these games up here.
There's only 4 games going on this weekend.
Well, yeah, everybody else finally gets their buys.
Everybody's on buy. So yeah, not a big slate, but we can talk about a few other games around the country as well. And then overtime, we'll give you guys our player of the game predictions.
Okay.
Yeah, we forgot that one, but we'll throw that in there. But so let's go Washington State and UCLA. What you guys got, man? Go ahead, Guns.
So I was just looking real quick. So it's a 3-point spread to UCLA. I guess this is technically their first road game for Washington State. I mean, they played Colorado State on the road, but they had Oregon State at home, Wisconsin at home. I still like Washington State though to win, at least by field goal or at least a touchdown.
Yep. Tyler?
Yeah, I'll take Wazoo too. Cam Ward's played great. That guy's still not getting enough hype for how great he has played. That dude deserves some more national hype. There's just too many really, really like top tier quarterbacks that in any other year he'd be in some sort of Heisman talk for sure.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a statement game that they want to make. They want to go on the road and beat somebody that's pretty prevalent. Like they beat Oregon State, but winning a conference game on the road against a decent UCLA team, and I think they'll probably end up winning pretty handily. I think they'll win by 2 scores.
Right.
Yeah.
You said 2 scores, and you got a score prediction? Final score prediction?
I'll say 35-24.
Okay. My bad, Guns. I didn't get your score prediction. You got one? Gunner?
Can you hear us, Gunner?
Paging Dr. Atterbury. All right.
Let's go Blackie Chan.
Go ahead.
I don't know why Washington State's given the disrespect that they're. Well, I wouldn't say 3.5 points is a disrespect, but like they just beat Oregon State, who just beat Utah. So I don't get it. I like Cam Ward. Like if Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and what's his name wasn't there, Penix, then Cam Ward would probably be top of the Heisman because he's balling out of his mind. He does throw some interceptions here and there, but I just think that it's kind of disrespectful that they think that just because it's away, Washington State's not going to be able to. I think they're going to handle UCLA. I know UCLA has a decent defensive line, and they have a first-round pick in their defensive or their edge rusher. I can't remember his name. Latu. So we'll see if they can keep Cam Ward clean. Cam Ward is going to pick apart that defense, I think. So I'm going to give Washington State the win, and I think they're going to win by, I'd say, at least 10 points. I'm going to give them 35-25. Well, I don't even know how they're going to get 25. I'll do 35-24.
Okay. So that seems to be the average for us, 35 points.
Yeah.
For Washington State. Yeah.
Wasn't that your pick, Tyler?
What was that?
Didn't you say 35-24 too?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Damn.
We can be buddies. That's all right.
I'm gonna go. Obviously, I'm gonna go watch the state as well, man. UCLA is just not proving to me that they're gonna be that great this year. Especially playing a freshman quarterback. But yeah, I think Washington State's gonna get after them, and I'm gonna go 34-17.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't see UCLA putting up very much, man.
Yeah, if they couldn't put up much against Utah.
Which, and not many teams have put up much against Utah, but still, it was pretty bad, pretty pathetic.
How much did Oregon State put up on Utah?
I would have to go back and look at it.
It was 21-7.
It was 21-7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go. All right. So, move on to the next game, which is two opponents that we recently faced going at it, and that is Colorado and ASU. What you guys think about that one? So Guns didn't like the order that we were doing things, so he switched it up on us.
You want me to go real quick?
There you go.
Or just want to make sure.
I switched it up.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, Colorado's favored by 4. Over unders 59.5. I do like Colorado here. They got obviously the better quarterback. I don't even know what's going on with ASU with their quarterback situation still. I still like what ASU is doing on the defensive side, so I don't see Colorado scoring in the 40s. I think they'll low 30s, maybe high. Yeah, I'd say low 30s is kind of what I'm thinking, but they definitely cover the 4 for Colorado.
Yep. Tyler?
Yeah, I'll take the primes too. For some reason, this game's probably personal too, even though I don't know what type of beef they have with ASU. But it's got to be personal,
real quick. Actually, there was something I forgot, but I guess some person at ASU did say something about Dion in the past, so they brought it up, of course, on Twitter.
So there we go.
So yeah, you're
there
right.
you go. All right. See, I was just shot in the dark, and it still was right. So yeah, I mean, whatever riles you guys up. Obviously, he's doing something special there with that. So. Shedor's a really good quarterback. I didn't watch a lot of tape and see him before this season. I thought, Jackson State was going to be a different type of play. But ultimately, he's very accurate and he can throw a lot of dimes. So, I think they'll be able to move the ball relatively well. And I think that they probably win, I'd say, by 11 points. I'll say 17. I'll say 41-24.
Okay.
41. Get like a garbage time TD that kind of makes it a little bit more of a blowout than it was.
Right. Lucky Chan.
So, I think ASU will keep it close.
Really?
At least until the fourth quarter or so, because I think Kenny Dillingham is going to probably he's going to probably have the same game plan that he had against us. He's going to pull out all the stops. Granted,
you sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure about that. But I'm sure Prime is going to have them ready for the trick plays that they've done. Because now that they're actually on film, but I think Scottaboo is going to have a decent. I think Scottaboo will actually expose them again. People are probably going, "Oh, their rush defense is gotten a lot better." No, I think Scottaboo is still going to be able to. He's a tough runner. I guess he quoted that it's going to take more than one person to take me down. So, but Shedeur and now whoever number 14 is. Now they have 3 weapons, and who knows, Travis Hunter may come back for this game. So we still don't know the status on that. But there's rumors that he may come back. I don't know if anyone else has seen anything different. But and I don't know if Shiloh is going to be back. So it really all depends. If they get Travis Hunter back and Shiloh, it could be a rough game. But if both of them are out, I could see them being able to hang with Shador and them for a little bit. But in the end, I still think that CU is going to pull out the win. When I was at the game, I said that that CU has 3 more games that are fairly winnable for them. So, and this being one of them. So I'm saying 45, 35 maybe.
45, 30.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go opposite of you right now for this very reason. The only reason Scatterbo got those yards because we were not expecting that. And you see when the other teams have been able to game plan for him, it hasn't gone the same. You know what I mean?
Has it?
It's no. Last week it didn't go the same for them. I mean, when you're one dimensional, it's pretty easy to game plan for you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And
he had a lot of receiving yards.
What's that?
He did pretty good in the receiving game.
Yeah. Yeah, they did all right in the receiving game. But I think CU has proven that they can game plan pretty well. I think, I would say, I think it'll be a little closer. I would say 41-34 would be my prediction, man. CU.
The only thing I'll add, I don't know if this changes your guys' thoughts, kind of changed a little bit. I totally forgot about this. It's probably going to be 100 degrees or very in the mid-high 90s. So, it's going to be a warm weekend here in Arizona. So, just something that I just realized.
And that is a 3:30 game.
3:30. So, yeah, it's kind of you're right at the heat of the day, basically. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, those boys been playing in altitude, man. They should be in shape as far. So we'll see how that goes. That's definitely something to keep your eye on, though. We're gonna move into our next game, which will be the Beavs, Oregon State Beavers, and Cal Berkeley, as they like to be called now.
Is that what they said?
That's their preference, Cal Berkeley. So intimidating. But,
whatever. Still the same team, so
yes, yeah, Cal Berkeley Golden Bears.
That's like them saying the Cal Berkeley Bears.
No, I hope they never get to that part. But yeah, Guns, who you got?
I like Oregon State here. Cal's pretty balanced. They're averaging pretty much the same number passing and rushing, and Oregon State's only allowed 67 yards defensive wise. So that's kind of going to be the key here. I like them to cover the 9 and score at least 30 points.
Okay. Tyler?
Yeah, I'll make this one quick. I think that Oregon State handles business here. Anthony and I are like pretty much right on these same scores. I was going to say like 31. I'll say 16. I'll say they get like 3 field goals. So 31-16.
Okay. Becky Chan.
I like Oregon State's run game. Silas Bolden and Anthony Gould. They're a tandem of running backs that are pretty hard to stop. It all depends on how DJ does. DJ definitely was a factor in that Utah game, but we'll see. But I fully expect Oregon State to come away with this victory, but don't count out Cal just too soon. They'll probably keep it close to the half, and then I think OSU is going to pull away. I do like Anthony James's what is it called, prediction, 31-17, but I think it could be maybe close to tied in the going into half before they start to turn it on.
Yep, I can agree with that. Yeah, my prediction is going to go 35. Let's say Yeah. 35-21. Yeah, 35-21. But yeah, I don't see Cal pulling the upset here. I just don't. Which I feel they're capable. You know, they've been a little bit better than what everyone has given them credit for this past week. It seems like they've been close every week, but they can never just pull away and get it together. But and I don't expect them to against Oregon State. So that's where I leave that one.
They were close to beating Auburn.
Yeah, they've been close all year. You know, they had a few close games, but they just can't seem to put it all together.
Yeah,
and pull it out. There's some other notable games around the country before we get to our game. We got number 1 Michigan versus number 20 Kentucky.
Okay.
What's that?
I did not know they were playing Kentucky.
Yes, sir. And Kentucky is
the names again?
What's that?
You said Michigan or Georgia?
Georgia.
Okay.
So. I was like,
did I say Michigan?
You said Michigan. I was like,
oh wow, I don't even know how I said that. Sorry. Georgia versus Kentucky. SEC matchup.
This might be a surprise, but I actually see this. I actually think they cover this game for once in their season. I think they're going to kind of not show up and say, "Hey, we're here," right? I just think we're going to see a better performance than what we've seen so far, especially in the SEC conference play for them. So I like Georgia.
Okay, Tyler.
Georgia goes down first time in the regular season in 3 years.
Whoa!
This team is on the upset in Athens. If anybody's going to beat them, I mean, Tennessee still might beat them when they play them later, but Kentucky's offense matches up really well against Georgia's defense right now. Georgia's defense, stealing more of Clapp's stuff, but Georgia's defense is like 67th in the country in rush defense, and the top SEC rushing offense is Kentucky. So if anybody's going to beat them, I'm willing to take my chance this weekend. Their offensive coordinator came back from spending a year under Sean McVay, and their offense has really changed a lot. And I think that they're going to be pretty damn good. And I think that Carson Beck probably has the tightest game that he's going to have to play in the second half, and he's going to start making some mistakes. And I think that they win a close one on the road in Athens, and you see a lot of shocked Georgia faces as their playoff hopes dwindle right in front of their hands.
All right, guys. Hey, you heard it here first, man. Tyler said it. All right, so we're gonna revisit that one. But hey, I like it, Tyler. Let's go, Blackie Chan.
So this is going to be an interesting game because Devin Leary he was at North Carolina State, I think, last year, and I really thought he was a pretty decent quarterback over there, and he's had some spotty games. This last game against Florida, he was 9 for 20 for 69 yards and a touchdown, but the run game really stood out against Florida. 26 rushing attempts for Ray Davis for 280 yards and 3 touchdowns. They're really going to need that. This definitely needs to be Devin Leary's best game for them to be able to pull off the upset. So, and at this point, I think Georgia is just stuck depending on what's his name, what's the tight end's name that everyone wants. Brock Bowers. I was watching on 3 for Georgia. They were saying that he should be in the Heisman race. Whatever. I mean, that's all their offense, so I guess why not? So I don't know. I would love to see the upset. I definitely would love to see Kentucky at number 1 after this. So
it's happening. It's happening.
I'm sure they would spike Kentucky up to number 1 if they beat Georgia, but
They'll try it for sure.
I don't know. Like, I can see the upset, but I'm going to go with Georgia because their defense is still pretty good, in my opinion. Granted, they looked vulnerable against who they played last week, where they won 24-20 or something like that. I don't know, but I'm going to give it to Georgia because Rock Bowers is still pretty good. So I don't have a score prediction for this one. I'm not even going to try for this one because you never know what they're going to score. They haven't been the best scoring offense. So
exactly.
B. Jones, I know you want to take Kentucky. I see that smile on your face.
Well, let me get there, dude.
I'm just trying to will you there.
Listen. Yeah, you beat me to it, but for sure, I definitely agree with you, man. I think it's time, man. I think it's gonna happen. It's been bound to happen. You know, they've been squeaking by all year, playing crap teams, haven't shown
UAB
one trick pony. You know, all they have is Brock Bowers. Like I said, we've seen these teams with one trick ponies, man. You game plan for that one trick, and then it's all over for them. You know, and I think that's what's going to happen, man. I think Kentucky's going to give them all they want, man. I'm not saying they're going to blow them out, but I think they come away with the victory for sure.
So Kentucky number one next week.
Yeah. So then we have to make that argument of why Kentucky shouldn't be number one because they're going to definitely try to throw them in the top 10.
Paul Five
a crappy Georgia team. So just because they were number one for last year, which they should have, lost that spot after week 1 of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's a little bit much, but you get the point. They haven't looked great all year. So I think it's time, man. It's just, for me, it's been a matter of time, and I think this is it. Excuse me. So we're going to move into our second, number 2 team, number 2 Michigan against Minnesota. What you got on that?
Yeah, Michigan all day. I mean, that's the only thing I can say is Michigan all day. Minnesota's, not good.
Yeah. Anybody calling the upset on this one?
Not on this one, no.
All right, let's move on.
About this game. Is it just because I live in Minnesota?
Would you say that one more time?
I'm surprised we're talking about this. Is it because I live in Minnesota?
Yeah, that's the only reason why we gave it, as much time as we did. But yeah. All right, so number 5, Texas. It's number 12, Oklahoma. The Red River Rivalry. I swear I can say this. Red River Rivalry. I can words today.
Is it Red River Rivalry or Red River Shootout? Or did they get rid of the shootout?
Man, it's something new every year. I don't even know.
It's still a rivalry, I think.
Is it rivalry? Either way, it's a rivalry, and it's the Red River. And they're playing at a stadium, a big one, football. So, who you got, guys?
Yeah, was impressive with Texas's win last week against Kansas. They were undefeated going into Texas. I know they've kind of lost those them I think once or twice the last couple of years. So just kind of having that mindset going right before this game was good to see. I like Texas by a touchdown.
Okay.
I'll take Texas too. Still hurts from the Vince Young days to ever side with those guys, but this is, the battle of who do you hate more, the guys from 20 years ago or the guys from 5 seconds ago that are still in the bleacher, right? Yeah. Some of them are probably lurking right now, trying to figure out where I live. So, we got to deal with what we got to deal with. But, they got nothing better to do in Norman, Oklahoma. So, with that being said, I'm taking Texas. They dominate on both sides of the line, at the line of scrimmage. That is a team that I really would not want to play if we make it to the college football playoff and have somebody that we got to play against, because they're talented pretty much everywhere. And I think that they make a statement, and I think next week that they they have a serious play for number one. Michigan has a chance to move up and be number one when Georgia goes down. But that win against Oklahoma, if it's probably not going to be as convincing as last year. But if they do win convincingly, their resume starts to look really, really good for a number one overall ranking. So I'm going to take Texas. I'll take Texas by 10.
By 10, okay. Lucky Chan.
I want to do horns down, but I don't know. Like, they are very well rounded, and it sucks to say that because ever since he who shall not be named beat us, I just have not liked Texas. But I guess I dislike Oklahoma fans more, and I don't want to hear them talk to us. So this is probably going to be Quinn Ewers' thrust more into the Heisman race for with this game, and I think he actually performs really well. I think Xavier Weaver Xavier Weaver?
Worthy.
Yeah, Xavier Worthy. There you go. Don't want to even think about that guy anymore. But Xavier Worthy is going to have another good game like he did last year against them. So, I think Texas wins by 14 points. Whatever that is, I don't know what it is, but I just say they win by 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Brooks is a good running back too. So.
Yep. So I cannot wait to see Oklahoma go down. Their fans, you guys know, Trojan fam, you guys know how unbearable they are. And you think they're bad now? You just wait until if they ever beat Texas again. They're going to come in, they're going to beat Texas. Hypothetically, let's say they beat Texas. They're going to be all in our community for some strange reason. Like, that's how weird they are. So I don't want to see them, man, in our community. And I look, up to this point, they haven't played much of anybody. So their numbers have been inflated. They haven't been doing much, they've been looking like, they have this prolific offense so far, but now they're going to play some real dogs over there in Texas, man. Texas is looking very good. They have, in my opinion, the only receiving room that can compare to ours, top to bottom at least, And man, I think Texas is going to win by at least 3 scores, man. And to Oklahoma fans, I'm going to bring out Hank Hill in advance.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt. You make me sick, you big baby.
Yeah. That's how we feel about Oklahoma.
Is Raul still in the chat? Because I don't know if he would agree with this.
What's that? Oh, OU fans worse than Oregon? Ooh. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I agree with that. That's for sure. Man. I remember,
say so.
Yeah, listen, that whole thing with Lincoln coming over, I kind of missed Oregon fans being the only things we had to deal with, man. I'm like, oh my God. They just came like an army of ants, man.
Need a restraining order against those guys now. They're always here. Like, they're always like staring through the mirror, like in the community all the time.
We're living rent free.
Man, I'm telling you, every week there's a troll Oklahoma fan who has one post ever, and their whole little thing is like they create whole accounts just to come troll. It's crazy, man. They're ridiculous. I know there's nothing to do out there, but Jesus Christ, like, come on, man.
Yeah, like the only team that they've really played was probably Cincinnati and Iowa State, but they're not even that good, especially without Brock Purdy at Iowa State.
Thank you. So, with that one, man, we're going to move on to our next one. We got Ohio State and Maryland. Who you got, Guns?
Yeah, I like Ohio State here. I mean, this is a game they should win. Maryland is undefeated, so kind of gets that hype for this game. But just given Ohio State's rest of their schedule, they can't overlook this game. So they better be prepared just for themselves. But I do anticipate them winning. The 20 points is interesting because Maryland can score as well. So I don't know if they're going to cover. But I do anticipate them winning 10 points, 14.
Okay. Tyler?
I really wanted to take Maryland as another upset. I just don't have a whole lot of faith in Kyle McCord. I don't like what he did against Notre Dame. Notre Dame basically just like handed that game-winning drive to him and tried to basically let the clock run out. I don't really have a whole lot of faith in him. I mean, they do have the game at home, which definitely helps. But Maryland's offense is pretty good. To his little brother, he's definitely solid. And like, if this game was on the road, I would be taking Maryland. But because it's at home, there's usually that 7-point extra spread that you give them, and I think they end up winning by 7. And it stays pretty close throughout. And Ryan Day's seat continues to stay pretty hot until they get their butts handed to them by Michigan at the end of the year.
Yep, I agree. Dr. Chen?
I think I like Tyler said, I do not trust their quarterback McCord. Their only option really is to just continue to feed Marvin Harrison. So I don't know. It's just like I feel like they were kind of like exposed by Notre Dame, and I don't even think Notre Dame is all that great on the quarterback perspective, because I think Sam Hartman kind of got exposed for the past few games, but I don't know. Their defense is probably what's going to keep them in this game. But I overheard people talk about Tagovailoa's brother should be getting some Heisman watch because he can swing it, but he's also kind of reckless with it a little bit too. So I think it's going to be a close game, closer than a lot of people think. Closer, the fact that they keep it close will put Ryan Day more in the hot seat. Maybe Ryan Day will go off on what's his name again? Notre Dame's former quarterback coach again. So who knows? Yeah, Lou Holtz. Don't know why. I love the enthusiasm, but come on, he's an 80-year-old man. What'd you expect? But Ohio State wins by 10 points.
Okay. Ohio State by 10. Yeah, I can see that as well. I will say the only reason why I'm giving Ohio State the edge here in this game is because they're at home, like Tyler said. But I think they're going to get exposed in a lot of ways. I think Talia is going to go off. But I see them pulling it out in the end just because they're at home. But other than that, yeah, it's not going to be what they think it is, because they're definitely Maryland's definitely a formidable opponent, man. They're pretty good over there. So
is game day at Texas and Oklahoma?
I would imagine, yeah, it is.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
So next we got Florida State, Virginia Tech. Anybody calling the upset on this one? All right, moving on. Notre Dame and Louisville, top 25 matchup. You got guns?
Trying to see the game. Oh, I see it real quick.
It's at Louisville.
Yeah, it's at Louisville.
Louisville.
They're ranked. Notre Dame's only favored by 6.5. I actually like Louisville. They've been moving the ball. The defense has given up over 300 yards, so obviously that's going to be the key there for them. But I think they're going to move the ball against Notre Dame. And honestly, I anticipate an upset here right before they face us.
Ooh. Wait. Run that back one more time.
Upset.
Upset alert again. Okay.
Yep.
You heard it here. Guys called the upset. Tyler?
I'm gonna take Notre Dame. I agree with what Gunner's saying, but I will take a veteran quarterback like Sam Hartman, who's been there for 45 years in college, and at the end of a tight game, to be able to make the right plays and the right decisions versus anybody else. That's when you really need a veteran quarterback, and I think that game will be tight. But I think that Notre Dame does pull it out. I think they win by a score.
Yep.
Jack Plummer has been here the same amount of time as Sam Hartman. They've been both here since 2018. So he's a veteran.
That's fair. Okay.
So,
all right. I'd say they win by 3. I'll give Notre Dame a sneaky win. You've convinced. You've moved my line.
You're welcome.
Well, you said a score, so
I did say score. I meant a Teddy, but now we'll give him a field goal.
Okay. Black Chan.
Got to give a shout out to LBC in the chat. So thanks for showing up, my guy. Subscribe to his channel too, LBC Trojan. Is it LBC Trojan? Drop your link or drop your channel in the chat. Get people on your chat or on your channel. So shout outs to him. But I don't know. Louisville is. Oh yeah, Gunner. You have to say it like you have something in your mouth. Louisville, not Louisville. Louisville. But
pause.
Don't clip that shit. But they're a top 11 or top 15 offense. So who knows? They could move on Notre Dame. So I want them to upset them. So I'm going to call the upset as well. I'm going to call the upset.
What?
Yeah, I'm calling the upset.
I'm calling another upset. Huh?
So yeah, it's a way. So Notre Dame is shown to be vulnerable at home. So what makes you think that they cannot get more vulnerable away? So, and who knows? Maybe they'll play 9 players next time. So.
True, they have not proven to handle tight situations very well so far to this point.
Like Anthony says, this could be a look ahead game to us coming out there. So, and I'm not on the same bandwagon as a lot of people are with Sam Hartman. Like he's looked vulnerable.
Yeah, all right. For me, he's just decent. He gets the job done. He's nothing special. It's not as much. Yeah, not as much as everyone making him seem. But I don't know, man. I don't see the upset this week, but I definitely think it would be very close. I think they're gonna give them all they want. Even though they haven't Hartman has proven to be a good quarterback. I wouldn't call him great. But I think he has enough in his tank to pull out this one, man. I don't know if I can call it upset on this one, but they are going to give them all they want, man. Louisville is a good team. So I can see it upset, but I just can't. I don't know if I want to call it. You know what I mean? It's like right there, though, for sure. It's definitely going to be a close game, in my opinion. So we're going to move on to the next one. We got what some people would like to think would be a great rivalry so far, but it's Alabama and Texas A&M, man. What's that? That should be a sneak. Yeah, no.
Call your upset of the day. That should be we should add that to the segment.
Yeah, I know, right? We should. You might think about that one. But Alabama A&M
going down.
Yeah, give me the lefty Max Johnson to get a W at home. Alabama's only favored by 1 point. Kyle Field's a tough place to win at. They're going to be rowdy, people there. So let's see the lefty slinging it.
Another upset. This is full of upsets today, yeah. It's going to be one of those wild weekends in college football, huh?
Could be.
Yep. Tyler?
Yeah, let's make it happen. Bill Belichick and Nick Saban both retire end of the year. Boom.
They need to. But go ahead. You got anything? That's it? That's all we're going with? Another upset?
Yes, sir. Yeah, hit me with that buzzer.
Becky Chan?
There's going to be an interesting matchup with Kool-Aid versus Evan Stewart. That's going to be a fun matchup. Evan Stewart's he's a beast. Max Johnson, he's played a lot of ball, so who knows? I do want to see another former coach or whatever beat not Belichick, Saban. But I don't know. Like Alabama's game plan is really Jalen Milroe running the ball, and Texas A&M has a good rush defense. They have their defensive line is really good. I think they're top 10 in the nation or whatever on rush defense. So, am I really going to be 3 for 3 for upsets?
Pull the trigger.
Yeah, you got to take Portal A&M here.
Yeah, let's go Texas A&M.
Might as well hit it again, man.
Are you giving the upset too?
I'm calling it again. I'm calling it too. I think this is the year that Jimbo finally does it. No, he's beat him before, but yeah, man, I think they're gonna do it, man. I just haven't been impressed by Alabama, even though they are playing better than they started the season. I think Milrose. I'm not so. He's just an extra running back out there. In my opinion.
You know what's going to end up happening after if Texas A&M wins? They're going to extend Jimbo Fisher again.
I'm cool with that. With all that talent they have over there, man, they better be able to pull off something this year.
Stephen A. was talking about having Prime go over to Texas A&M.
For what?
That would be an interesting move if somehow they get rid of Jimbo Fisher.
Why?
There's no way. That guy's got they owe so much money.
But they have a lot of money too.
Yeah, they got that oil money is big over there. Just ask the players. Yeah, I don't see any national ads, but they're leading the NIL somehow. But we got another conference game. We already went over that. Sorry, we'll skip that. North Carolina and Syracuse.
We doing the whole top 25? I thought we were just doing the top 10.
True, yeah. Actually, that was the last top 10 game. Actually, we didn't. Bama's at 11. So if you guys want to keep going, we can. Or it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm doing like top 15 maybe, just so we can talk about this game. But yeah, I mean, I like North Carolina to win this game. They're at home.
Tyler?
Yeah, that wide receiver that they've been wanting finally got the NCAA waiver approved, Tess Walker. So I don't know if he's going to play this week, but that's got to be a little bit of a boost in the locker room. And if he does play, that guy's a playmaker, and I'd like to see him, get out there and be able to make a little bit of a statement and have the NCAA kind of kick themselves for, whatever the last thing the NCAA did wrong, which seems to be something every week. So I'll take North Carolina.
Okay.
I don't get the hype behind North Carolina and Drake May. Do you know how many touchdowns he's thrown this year? 5. Only 5 passing touchdowns. And everyone's taking him over Caleb Williams and all this other crap. He's only had 5 passing touchdowns this whole season.
We know that is, man.
How many? It's all because of his size and how he looks and whatever, his strength of arm. But come on, like 5 touchdowns, and he's supposed to be like, people are still talking about him being a Heisman favorite or Heisman.
People still have him at number 2.
Yeah, I don't get it. Who are they playing? Syracuse.
Yeah,
I'm calling upset. I'm done with North Carolina.
Really?
I do like their head coach, former head coach for Texas, Mac Brown. But I don't know. I'm just still not sold on Drake May. Like, he looks good as a quarterback, but the fact that this is what your 4th game or 5th game and you've only thrown 5 passing touchdowns, like that's just nothing. That's nothing to be impressed with.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Like, I'm pretty sure Jalen or Alabama quarterback has more touchdowns passed than he does.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
So Max Johnson has more passing touchdowns, and he's barely played.
All right, so we're gonna move on then from that one. Then we're gonna go Ole Miss and Arkansas. You think Ole Miss bounces back?
Well, they bounced back against LSU, so.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you're right. But you think they keep it rolling? Is what I was trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah, I say yes. They're at home. They should be able to beat Arkansas.
Easy W.
Who lost to BYU. Who lost to BYU. So.
I was looking ahead to the next game. I mean, LSU and Mizzou. You think they bounce back?
Mizzou.
I hope Mizzou wins this one. Like, I'm tired.
I'll join the Mizzou crew too as well. LSU has no defense.
Yep, I'm ready for. Go ahead and put LSU out of their misery in their season early.
Get Jaden Daniels' name out of the Heisman.
Yep, Lil JT. I'm sorry, man. That's USCJ's son. It's over for you after this week, man.
I wonder if he's still banned on the show.
I
couldn't figure it out.
Do you think they'll even be able to play in like the Cheez-It Bowl or something this year? Or?
Man, they're gonna be playing in the toilet bowl. Yeah, it's not looking good for LSU over there. All that preseason hype for nothing. But we got our last of the top 25. We got Fresno State and Wyoming. That's actually not a bad matchup there. Wyoming is Fresno State and Wyoming.
Yeah, I like Wyoming. They're at home. Kind of liked them ever since that Texas Tech game. So yeah, give me Wyoming.
Tyler?
Yeah, I don't know much about either one of these teams, but ultimately, like, Wyoming is a pretty good small school, and they like to get rowdy there. And I'll if I got a 50-50 game, I'm taking the home team. So I'll take Wyoming.
Okay.
Wyoming looked pretty good early on against Texas, but then Texas started to pull away. I'll give it to Wyoming over Fresno State.
Okay. Yep. Same here. No surprises there. Fresno State is a good team. They're actually higher ranked, but I think they find themselves out of the 25 after this week. So
LBC has a question: which team is the 3rd best SEC team? Kentucky, Mizzou, LSU, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Florida, or Texas A&M? I don't want to spend too much time on the SEC right now, but I'll say Ole Miss.
Yeah, I was going to say Ole Miss as well.
Yep. I'd say Ole Miss.
Yep.
I think on a neutral field, they probably could beat Bama, and I think they might even be the 2nd best team.
It's possible. It's possible. All right. So back to our game. We're going to finish off with our offensive and defensive player of the game predictions. You know, we hit you guys with that every week. So who you got, guys, for your offensive?
Yeah, so offensive, going to be B. Rice. We're going to get another touchdown.
He looks like Jerry Rice out there.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna pretty much continue to get a touchdown every game. I mean, until people start recognizing him. So yeah, I'm joining that train there with you, Blackie Chan, with B. Rice. Defensive player of the game, I'm gonna give it to Mason Cobb here. I think he needs to just continue to do what he did last week. He looked more, basically not rusty, right? So just continue to get him going because we're really going to need him, obviously, just based on what we've been seeing the last few games in the rotation. So he's going to be in there. So we need him to do his thing. So give me Mason Cobb. And in terms of a score, it's going to be similar to the San Jose game. I think we're going to score about 52 points, and then they're going to maybe get like 21-24. So 52-24 game.
Okay. Tyler?
Offensive player of the game, I'm going to take Teddy Taj. I think he goes off. This is a game that Taj Washington should have a pretty healthy stat line. If they're going to play cover 2 and they're going to play deep, so we can't cut over the top, then Taj should be getting a lot of slant go type of run or types of passes and get it going. So I think he could get something in the vicinity of like 10 catches. I think he probably goes 8 for $150 and 2 scores. And then are we doing defensive too? Yeah, you said Mason Cobb. Defensive, Bear was pretty quiet last week. And I think he seems to be a guy that can take over a game by himself and does not like the type of media attention. That guy's on social media a lot, so we know that he sees what everybody's talking about. And I could see a 3-sack, couple extra TFLs for him type of game where he's really in the backfield and people start hushing a little bit about what's going on. I'll say 55-28.
Okay.
All right. So if you guys have seen Caleb Williams, his podcast, Shiesty Rice is what they call him on there. I like watching Brendan Rice on the podcast. I like his personality is great. Meeting him in person, he's a great guy. And he's had 2 games in a row with 2 touchdowns. So I don't expect him to slow down on that. He's been a pretty consistent player. I know Tosh has been consistent as well, but Brandon just has a nose for the end zone right now. So I even told him I picked him as the MVP in our podcast, and he's like, thanks. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to stick with Brandon. Like, I'm on this train, and I don't see it ending anytime soon right now for me. So I'm going to go with Brandon Rice, Shiesty Rice. And then defense, we're going to really depend on him a lot. So Christian Roland Wallace, we're definitely going to need him. Because I'm assuming he's going to be on T-Mac this whole time. So basically, whoever's on T-Mac is my MVP. So I'm assuming it's going to be him.
Okay.
So, and for the score of the game, it's going to be the 5th straight or 6th straight game we score over 40. I'm going to give it 55. 55-28.
Okay.
That sounds kind of familiar. You just want to take all my scores from now on, Blackie Chan, or what?
Well, it's only because you're going first, okay? It's only because
all right. Well, we can flip the order next week.
Okay,
you can go before me.
All right, we will. All right.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to agree with you on the score. I pretty much had the same thing. I was like maybe 24.
Come on, Gunner, figure it out, man.
24-28, but I'll definitely say 55 for sure. Put up 50 plus. But as far as player of the game, offense, I'm going with Megamind, man. As it should be. Sorry, Marshawn Lloyd. Yeah, Marshawn should be player of the game this game, man. He should get the touches. I think Lincoln hurt us all, so I think they'll be running the ball a little bit more this game. And you can put your faith in Marshawn to get the job done for sure. Defensively, the defensive one is kind of a tough one, man. You know, anybody can get off at any given moment as far as our I'm gonna go with the safe pick and go with our D line. And as far as D line goes, no one's been more consistent than these two, Solomon Byrd and Jamil Muhammad. But I'm gonna go with Solomon Byrd for my defensive pick, man. He hasn't done me wrong yet this year, man. So I'm gonna stick to that one, man. So yeah, anybody got a special teams call for this one?
I hope
I don't know.
we have
Is
Zachary back.
Yeah, is ZB1 gonna play? Has anybody heard anything about
him? Just the same as we heard about Max, man. You know, just they've been doing better, whatever that means.
He has been practicing, just from a couple videos that the media were doing. Him and Malik were dancing, doing their thing. But I'll say, give me another 50-yard field goal by our boy Dennis Lynch. He bounces back after his miss last week.
So wait, what was your score?
Mine?
Yeah.
52-24.
Okay, so that does give him a.
Mm-hmm. Yep, seven touchdowns and a field goal.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope he bounces back from that missed field goal. So.
Is that what you're calling too? You calling the Dennis Lynch field goal?
I don't know, because what was I did 55. Yeah, I think that gives some room for a field goal.
Yeah, you can still give him like a couple. 7 touchdowns, 2 field goals.
Okay. Oh, we got an over under here.
What's that?
Over under 12 missed tackles.
Under.
I think they're really going. I'm really hoping that they tighten shit up. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with that.
So technically, we missed 17. I know it was originally 18. So, we improved after reviewing that tape again. So that's good to see already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cobb really stepped up in that game. I don't think he missed any tackles.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think being at home, the grass in Colorado was terrible. Guys are slipping all over the place. Like, Damani does not slip on that Amarian Miller 60-yard run, and maybe he still beats him, but Damani's not on the ground. The fastest guy on the field is not on the ground, and it doesn't turn into a 60-yard play. It turns into a 20-yard play. And I think ultimately, it's being at home, having the crowd behind you, gives you a little momentum. And so I'd take the under. I'd say somewhere around 10.
Yeah, for anybody taking the over.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on us.
Yeah, come on, man. Don't do us like that, please. Or me and Tyler are gonna be right back here going off.
Please no.
We can do a bonus round for another hour for people who want to hang around.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Under. I'm hammering the under. Hopefully. But another thing to know too, man. Gentry's been killing in practice from what we've been hearing, man. I think he's got a little chip on his shoulder. He feels some type of way about not getting the time that he should, that we all know he should. So
Anthony James says defensive turnovers over under 1.5.
I'm gonna go over, man. I'm calling 2.
Yeah, I'll take 2 if Delores throwing.
3 if Delores.
I'll take a Kalen pick and a forced fumble by one of the guys on the D line. So I'll take 2.
Yeah, I say we're going to have a pick in there because I think our defensive line is going to have a lot of pressure. Solomon Byrd is probably going to force another strip sack, and then he's going to start wanting to get that ball off sooner. So then that's going to cause some what is it called, issues. So I say over.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I'm going the same, man. Over. I'm going to call a strip sack and a pick.
Well, yeah.
We got any more? Any more over under?
Anyone else want to post any over under, buy or sells? If not, then I should have had some ready for us, but
it's all good.
What about 4 sacks over under?
4 sacks.
Yeah.
I'll say over. If we keep contained like we should, I'm going over for sure. We should be over.
Yeah, we get 5. I think that's the exact number. I feel like 5.
yeah, I like that 5.
Okay. Dig it. Anthony said, how many USC receivers score a touchdown over under 3?
Being that I expect us to run the ball more, I'm going to say 3 exactly.
There's still 7 tutties to go around if we're scoring 55. So
right.
I'm gonna still take the over. They spread the rock around so much that you're gonna get one from B Rice, you're gonna get one from Taj, and then if Zach Branch plays, he probably gets one. You got so many weapons out there. Dorian Singer's got to get one against his old team. So there's 4 right there.
Yeah, Dorian Singer's been pretty consistent with finding the end zone. I'm giving B Rice 2, Taj 1, Singer 1, and then maybe Zachariah over the top. He's gonna beat them deep down the field if he's playing. So. And
I'll take the over as well.
I'll give Marshawn a touchdown in there as well, but he's gonna have a touchdown, but he's gonna have
just one.
He's gonna be very productive on the ground. He's gonna give us some big gains to the point where we set up the pass and touchdowns.
Okay,
that's funny. Over under 1.5 players we steal from Arizona's roster. So how many do we steal from next year?
Yeah, we're definitely scouting.
Yeah, if T-Mac wants to win, it'll be wise and switch over next year.
Oh no, he hates us.
Does he really?
Yeah. Well, that's what he said. That's the reason why he didn't. He said he grew up hating USC.
Hey,
so
it's never too early to see the lights.
Hey, he can stay where he can continue to suffer where he is.
Have fun barely making a bowl game in your 3-year career or 4-year career.
Right.
You guys want to wrap this bad boy up?
Yep. Nobody got anything else? Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Say something for the post game. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Make sure you check out Blackie Chan over on Twitch, Blackie Chan Gaming. Make sure you check out Gunner over there at Views from the Stands on Spotify. And yeah, you can hit us up anytime on Instagram at Light the Torch Podcast on Instagram. And we will see you Sunday. So with that being said, fight on.
Fight on.